wanted to use really short.
For CP Insider, I'm Stephanie Samuel. I'm here with Ron Luce, Teen Mania Ministry founder, and also the author of a new book called Resilient. Thank you for being here with us.
Great to be with you, Stephanie.
Thank you. Um, just getting right into the book, the first thing that we read in it is about the story of your daughter and a very tragic plane crash that she was in that killed four ministry leaders and left your daughter severely burned. And one of the things you said in the book that really stuck out was that the news about the crash rocked your world and your theology at the same time. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about that.
Well, if you can imagine getting that phone call that no parent wants to get, and it happened at 4:30 in the Friday afternoon. Hey, I have your daughter Hannah here. She's fine. I'm like, who are you? How do you know my daughter? My daughter's in a plane, and she begins to explain. Well, no, your daughter, she's been burned, but she's fine. I said, no, she's in a plane. And she says, well, it looks like the plane's gone down. I can see the smoke in the distance there. And I said, where are the other guys? And at that point, our world began to spin. My wife Katie and I rushed to the airport, Dallas, Fort Worth, and to wait directions on where to fly to. They ended up life flighting her to Kansas City, a burn unit there, where she needed 30% of her body grafted with skin because of her burns. On the way to the airport, we saw, reports on the internet that there were fatalities, and everything on the internet's true, right? And so we thought, well, certainly this is not true in Jesus' name, and we're praying and believing, and I start making phone calls, and finally I got the investigating officer on site, the policeman investigating, who was right there, and I said, what happened to the guys? We know that one guy had helped Hannah, my daughter, get to the road, and what happened to the other three? And he says, well, looked like they were killed immediately upon impact. And it turns out the fourth guy who had helped Hannah passed away the next day. So now we get to the hospital finally, and Hannah's hooked up to 1 million tubes in ICU, and we're thankful she's alive. Her lungs have been burned. They don't know if she's going to continue to live through this. But we know that 4 passed away, and we're happy and we're sad at the same time, happy and mad that these guys were gone, and didn't agree with my theology, Psalm 91, protection, not just for our kids, but for anything we're touching. And so it's out of that sort of conundrum that this book kind of sprang forth. And it's all about, how do you handle life? How do you handle situations when things are thrown at you that you don't agree with, that you don't like, that are not fun, and that frankly, you don't even believe that God will allow that to happen. Too often. Christians now, when circumstances come, might be a sickness, might be a family situation, it might be a job situation, they say, forget God, forget their Christianity, throw in the towel. Something like 3,500 people a day walk away from their faith in America. Churches are shutting down by the thousands every year in America. And we need to learn, this is what the book is all about, how to become resilient before we have a crisis in our life. So when we have crises, we don't throw in the towel on our faith.